Tune in for Patrick Ching's Painting in Paradise.
Aloha, I'm Patrick Ching, and thank you for joining me on Painting in Paradise. In this episode, we learn about mangoes. We'll see how mangoes became so well loved in Hawaii. I'll show you how to draw a mango, and then how to paint one. All this and more on a deliciously colored episode of Painting in Paradise! Hawaii is famous for our colorful and delicious tropical fruit, most of which has been introduced to the islands from other parts of the world. Mangoes, which are native to India, were first introduced to Hawaii via Mexico by Spanish horticulturalist Don Francisco de Paula y Marin. Thus began Hawaii's love affair with mangoes. Here we eat mango fresh, pickled, as chutney, and in a wide variety of culinary dishes. There are whole festivals for mangoes and many recipes available for this cherished fruit. Over the years, many varieties of mangoes have been developed, and some have shapes resembling an apostrophe or the number 9. Now we'll hear from arborist Heidi Bornhorst to tell us a little more about mangoes in Hawaii.
So mango, one of our all-time favorite fruit trees in Hawaii, came to us from India. Don Francisco de Paula Marin brought us what we today call the common mango from India via Mexico to Hawaii. Mango is one of our favorite fruit trees in Hawaii. We have many varieties. Many of us grew up with Hayden and Piri, but there are new, better varieties and better varieties for wet areas.
It's not just the flavor of the fruits that's so desirable, but also the beauty of the fruits and the trees themselves.
One of the other beauty parts of a mango, the leaves, the liko, the new leaves, they come out red and purple, and those are protective pigments because the leaves are soft, but they're so beautiful. Liko of mango, new leaves, something to try and do in our art. When mangoes flower, another beautiful sight. They put out all these heads of flowers, the bees and birds will come. And then besides the beauty, the reward will be mango fruit.
When we return, I'll show you how to draw a mango. Okay gang, so now I'm going to show you how I go about drawing a mango. And a mango might seem very simple, and it is, but it's got a lot to teach us about light and shading and forming up. And I'm just going to be using a pencil this time. Yeah, usually I'm using a pen so you can see better, but this time I'm going to go a little more into some delicate shading. You ready? You ready? You ready? Everybody ready? Okay, let's go. To start this mango off, I'm going to put a larger circle up there and a smaller circle down there. You know they're kind of shaped like an apostrophe? Yeah, I'll show you what I mean in a little bit, okay? So I got my larger circle right there, my smaller circle right there. Now when I go and put the detail line around these two circles, I'm going to go like this. There, and that's my shape of a mango, okay? We've got its stem coming down from way up there. You know, it's got bing. There's my shape of my mango and its stem. Now to offset this mango, in other words, make it stand out from the background, I'm going to put a bunch of shapes of mango leaves in the background, okay? There. Now to start off with, I'm going to give everything a tone. okay? Now watch what I mean. When you do your shading, notice that my hand has a curve, all of ours does. And I'm gonna try and keep it quite straight, but I'm just gonna start shading like this. Yeah. And I'm gonna shade everything around my mango first. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm kind of making the background dark with the shape of the leaves. And I'm gonna leave the mango area light for now because the mango is gonna be the star of our show. Okay, now later on I can go get it even darker around the mango, but now we have a pretty light or white looking mango. Let's say the sun's coming from this direction. It's gonna light up most of that part of the mango. And this is a good lesson about shading, direct light and reflected light. What is he talking about? Well, I'm gonna show you. Okay, now because the light's gonna be coming from this direction, I'm gonna shade most of this side of the mango, okay? And with these strokes, I'm just kind of going back and forth in the same direction. And my darkest areas of the mango are gonna be about here. Now you might be thinking, hey Patrick, how come the darkest area of the mango is not way at the very edge? And that's because of something called reflective light, okay? Good artists understand reflective light. They recognize it when they see it, and they know how to put it into their artwork, okay? So I am gonna make this part of the mango a little bit lighter than the background, but not as dark as this shadow. Okay, now a lot of times when we're shading, our backgrounds determine what the foreground object looks like. And therefore, making the background of this picture even darker where the leaves are, it's gonna make the mango stand out even more. Okay, so remember, light's coming from this way. Even on the stem, it's gonna be shaded. And with the mango, I'm going to continue to darken the area around the edge, not quite to the very edge of it, but almost to the edge of it. Okay, now I'll go and shade the mango a little bit. In fact, nothing's going to be real white on this picture. Notice that I'm giving a little bit of shading over the whole mango. Continuing to shade everything on the left half of the mango. Okay, so I'd like to gradually fade and get darker right behind the mango. And remember, the reflective light is not usually as bright as this direct light where the sun's hitting directly right there. The reflected light still has a little bit of shading to it, okay? There you go. And now if you want to go get some spots in the mango, you know, a lot of them have spots. You can put spots all over the place. And now if you like, you can go get some colors or watercolors or colored pencils and add some color to this drawing, because you know those mangoes got a lot of beautiful color, yeah? I usually start with my light colors first and then work around it. And mangoes can be all kinds of colors. So I'm gonna kind of make it a little yellow in the lighter areas here. Notice that I'm kind of leaving a little white spot in the middle, yeah? And I'll just put the colors where I think they look the nicest. I'll add some red. You know the red, when it mixes with the green, it kind of turns purple or brown, you know? A little bit of purple. Okay, and another thing that's really gonna make this colorful mango stand out is by getting the background nice and dark against it. I'm going with the dark green. Okay, and if you want, you can give it a little blue sky. And there you have a quick little colored pencil drawing of a mango. When we return, I'll show you how to paint a mango. Look at this picture of a mango I took In my yard, yeah. Look at the beautiful arrangement of colors we got on a mango. Everything. Yellow, green, red. The red mixes with the green. It gets kind of brownish purple. And then there's a beautiful reflective haze on top of it. I did a quick sketch of a mango. You can make yours different if you want.
The first thing I'm gonna do is cover this whole painting with the colors that I think I'm gonna use.
Alright, so there's the first layer. Now I'll paint a base coat for my mango, and I tell you what, a nice thing to do is to give yourself a preview of your plan. You could start by painting the whole mango yellow if you want. Okay, putting green where I think I might put greens. Get a pink, you know, maybe a little orange in there. Oh yeah, salmon color.
So I finish covering my canvas with a layer of paint, and when I do, I feel a sense of psychological reward.
Okay, and here's like a practice run of my mango. Okay, so now my painting is covered with one layer of paint. Okay, now we're ready to start our second layer. Okay, so my goal now is to cover this whole canvas with a second layer of paint. Okay, well, I like that look right there. All right, now it's time for the fun part. You ready? Oh yeah. We're gonna paint this mango again with some nice, rich, thick paint. Oh, it's gonna look so juicy. I'm starting to get hungry for mangoes. Settle down, everybody, just settle down.
I'll start again with the lightest color, yellow.
Remember, I can put more of this than I'm gonna need because the other colors, they're gonna kind of overpower my yellow, okay? Okay, I'm gonna put some nice rich green in there where I think I might even use green. But I am gonna start off with a little bit of, you know, red and white and yellow. Okay, chicken head red I got right there. Some white, get a pink color. Okay, my goal again is to cover this whole mango with a second layer of paint. In fact, I think I'm going to enjoy putting a little bit of orange and white down there. Starting to get all the colors of our rainbow in here. In fact, I think it's going to be nice to put a little bit of orange right there along the edge, contrasting with our blue. The reason I think it'll help to give a little roundness effect to the mango. Yeah, it worked. It looks a little bit more round than just flat. Okay, bopping around, dots, dots, dot, 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 dot. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I mean, when the red and the green opposite complementary colors are going to mix together, they're going to make kind of a brownie or purpley color in this case. Boom, right there. Yeah, I'm happy. You happy? Okay. I'm going to get a little darker purple, add a little blue to it, in a little part of this mango right here. Give it some form up there. Okay, I'm poking around, tiny dots. Using the corner of the brush, creating tiny little dots here. Alrighty, so now I'm going to finish off this painting by doing a little bit of glazing. I'll play with the leaves a little bit. Blues, light blue reflections work nice a lot of times on leaves. Basically, they're reflecting the color of the sky. Alright, so on this mango, I'm going to choose some places that I'd like to have a nice reflection. And look at the effect it has, just a little bit of this haze. So go easy on this. You know, there's parts of the mango that can get more of it. And you can bounce it around, bounce it around. So this is a light blue I'm using, sky blue, crossing over some colors, giving it some shine. I can put a little bit of it almost all over the place. Trying to go a little whiter in some places. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make it whiter right here. Yeah. Okay, it's scary, I know. But when it works, oh my goodness. Oh, you get the picture. It can get quite wild. Mangoes have many colors, but now you know them a little better, and I hope you have a great time painting them.
When we return, we'll have a mango painting party in Aina Haina.
I want to encourage you to recognize the people that are out there that profess to be artists and want the world to recognize them as artists. Give them a boost, okay? When you see their art that they've shown you, give them encouragement. Artists thrive on feedback. We thrive on encouragement. We try to improve ourselves always. That's the nature of being an artist. You're always trying to improve yourself, and you're using art as the vehicle to do so. This is who I am. This is how I'm growing. Can you come along with me, enjoy it, and give me some tips where you can? So if you know somebody or are somebody that is going through life as an artist, accept encouragement, give encouragement, promote your friends, promote your artist family. Tell your kids how much you love their paintings. Do art as a family activity. I hope you guys take my advice, get your friends and family together, do art together, and learn about the world through the eyes of an artist.
For art, gifts, and lessons, visit patrickching.com.
My artist friend Lexi Robinson and her husband Barney love to hold painting parties for their friends at their art lanai in Aina Haina. This time the subject to paint is mangoes. My friend Jimmy graciously provided the Hayden mangoes to use as models for this class.
A lot of my friends came by this morning, and I filled all their bags with...
All right, well, thank you for joining us here at Lexi and Barney's beautiful lanai. We have some lovely painting parties here. We've done breadfruit, ulu. Today we're going to be doing mangoes, and we got some live model mangoes. And we got a nice amount of time, but I'm going to be going like that. So you just have a good time, think your good thoughts, say your good words, swallow the other ones, and thank you for being here.
Now the first thing you gotta do to finish any painting is start.
Today I discovered a rainbow.
Yeah. Just think of what colors you want in the back. Yeah, if you want sky, or if you like this, with more lighter paint in your brush, and then go darker. Yeah, so you don't have to wash brush so much. Yeah, lighter down below. See? I just want to paint your picture. There you go. Yeah, you kind of got a lot of the light color, but as you go higher too, you can put a little bit of this magenta in your blue. They get darker bluer, and they get more purpler as they go higher. All right, we're painting pictures. Almost. Take your big brush. Yeah, big brush. Nice job. You can get a little bit white down on this part, yeah? What you're doing is giving yourself a preview. Oh yeah, that color is what I wanted. Or if it's not, you got a chance in your next layer to make it how you want, yeah? Pulling this down. Okay, so you do your strokes and just gently pull it down till it kind of disappears. The dark color disappears as it goes lower. If you're going to put any sky in your painting, it's going to take a lot of white and a little bit of this blue, okay? I'm going to add white to the yellow like butter. All the good stuff happens with these big brushes. This brush is so good. You can get skinny lines, thick lines. Efficiency looks good to your viewers. Yeah. Even this can probably come like that.
And I messed up there.
Well, you got a leaf over there that you're gonna continue, right?
It's gonna be a leaf now.
At a painting party like this, I try to get folks used to the process of building a painting. I like to start with the things that are farthest away and work my way closer.
Yeah, go eat.
And like any good party, it usually involves good food. Okay, now back to work.
Beautiful rainbow, beautiful rainbow. Tomorrow I'll marry my rainbow.
Deeper gets greener, bluer, purpler. And one of the funnest thing about a painting party is you get to talk story while you paint.
But I see I have to put a mango right there, so I need to draw a little bit of.
And when the showers
Yes, you can paint white.
You guys want something to drink?
And eventually, we do get to finish our paintings.
beautiful rainbow, beautiful rainbow. Beautiful rainbow and me. Beautiful rainbow and me. Beautiful rainbow and me.
Thank you for joining me on Painting in Paradise. I hope you enjoyed learning about mangoes and how to draw and paint them. I'd love to see what you did, so why don't you send a picture of you and your art to aloha@patrickching.com. Bye-bye.